You're listening to the Messy Diaries,
where we figure out womanhood in real time,
laugh at our questionable decisions, and somehow still give decent advice.
It's a little bit messy, unfiltered, and very honest.
But you wouldn't want us any other way.
Dear diary,
Let's go.
Hi.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. Welcome to our first episode.
Oh my gosh, so excited.
Of the Messy Diaries. You don't know how long we have been trying to get ourselves together to actually record this and make it a reality.
Yes.
I would say it took ages to get out the group chat, but the group chat is just me and you.
Yes,
so
it was not really a group chat.
Proper group chat.
But the group chat was made many years ago, and just life got in the way. And there's always a reason not to, always a reason why we're too busy. And we just thought, let's just do it.
Let's just absolutely do it. The year of the horse.
The year of the fire horse.
The year of the fire horse.
Fire horse.
With your mic. Fire horse. Anyway, we thought we'd do a little intro, and some of you might know us, some of you might not. So, my name's Eleanor.
And my name's Alyssa.
We have known each other now for
20 long years.
Oh my god,
20 amazing years.
20 long years.
20 long
Thanks.
amazing years.
We have been through so much together.
Yeah.
So many lovely life moments, really special moments. Alyssa was my maid of honour. But also some really hard times.
Yes, there has. Lots of trials and tribulations along the way. But
we actually lived together during COVID as well. That is when the first, we should do something together moment happened.
And I think that was when, podcasts were really, setting off. And we started watching them, and we
probably should have done something.
Yeah, I mean, they probably were going before then. But, I think that's when we, started to notice it more. And we just chat a lot of waffle when we're together.
We do.
And we get giddy, and
we do.
But there can be really good moments of chat as well.
Yeah.
And I think we were just like, why don't we just do a podcast?
Just do this. And we're also neither of us are I would say an expert in a field, but we both have I was gonna say some really good common knowledge. I think we're good at, we're a bit streetwise. We've been through a few things, and I think we're both quite good at advice.
Yeah,
I would say.
I would say so.
From our other, we do have other friends. From our other
Yeah,
friends.
we do have some other friends.
I think so why not give it a go?
Exactly.
And we just kind of wanted a nice chill atmosphere anyway, and for us to just have a chat. And we're thinking we might get a few people on.
Yes, get a few actual experts in their field.
Absolutely. Have a really good atmosphere, really chill vibes. So thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to just talk about us and our history together and some of the things that we've gone through. So me and Liz actually met when we started secondary school.
Yes.
As you said, nearly 20 years ago. And what we were 10, was I 10 or was I 11? Maybe.
So I was 10, you were 11, because you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
And the baby of the year, you see.
Yes, you are. Yeah, but she always has a really lovely summer birthday, which I've always been jealous of. And as a December babe,
yeah.
But
as a summer babe, everyone's on holiday. That's I can't go to party. I'm away.
That's true. But literally, I think I had 3 years in a row where I went ice skating for my birthday because that was the only option.
I think as well there was loads of years where you could never come to my birthday.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
we were younger
and
family holidays, and we were is this going to be the
gosh.
tradition now? You never have.
Yeah, it's about that. Sorry.
Anyway.
But yes, we met when we were year 6 then. Nearly year 7.
Next is induction day.
Yeah, induction day. So pleased. And we both went to a private school in Coventry, and did we love it?
I wouldn't say love. I wouldn't say hate.
It was an interesting time during our secondary school era.
Yeah, and I think there was very good moments, very bad moments, which we will dive into in another episode.
Yeah, and I feel every teenager goes through stuff in secondary school, but ours was probably quite unique because it was such a small school.
Yeah, and the dynamics of the school in itself is very unique. When you say private school, it sounds really posh and really privileged, and obviously in a lot of ways it is. And I'm very grateful that we had those opportunities. And we both come from families that aren't just flush with wealth and everything like that. But it's our families and parents and everything did a lot to get us there. So I am grateful for that, super grateful. But it was definitely.
I mean, we
unique.
by the end of it was me and you against the world.
It really was me and you against the world. Yes.
And we have quite a lot of stories from that. Which maybe perhaps we don't dive into.
We won't dive into now because we literally will be here forever.
We would be here forever.
That will definitely be another episode.
Perhaps we move past secondary school. And all of those things that went along with it. And then, so Liz went to a sixth form that was pretty close to the school. I carried on. So the school that we went to was like a performing arts school. So I decided that I wanted to dive into that and be part of that world. And you went off and did sixth form. So we kind of our paths kind of we drifted slightly.
Slightly.
But we stayed in touch. And
I would like to add on that. So when I did slightly divert my path, that's where you met your now husband. I won't say husband to be your now husband.
Yeah.
Not like you have another husband on the way,
nearly.
but yeah. So
3 years, and Alyssa was the Cupid of our relationship.
Yes.
You did warn me actually not.
I did, and
to go there.
And I warned him away. He was pestering, asking for her number. I was like, no, you will not get her number. I've heard the rumours about you. But obviously, all not true. And I
and now
so
we
glad
have
that
a
we
beautiful daughter, and we are married. And thank you very much.
That's okay. You are welcome.
Taking the mic away from my mouth.
Yeah, sorry. If we get very laughy, we're just very.
We're getting we're having to get used to these mics, and I just feel like my laugh. I definitely have my mother's laugh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you do have your mother's laugh.
And I'm really sorry because I feel like it's really.
And I feel like we've said this before, but I feel like when we're together, our laughs get more like.
They become one.
They do.
We do. Like cackling over a cauldron.
And I feel like I don't get I feel like we do sync when we laugh together, so just bear with us.
Yeah, honestly.
And we will get to a point where maybe we won't have the mic so close to us, we'll navigate all that together.
Yeah,
we're just learning.
We're learning along the way. We actually were supposed to have mic stands.
We were supposed to have mic stands.
We were so prepared. We got everything organised.
We were.
And that's not unlike us, but we were really trying to be organised and professional.
Yeah, as professional as we can be.
But the mic stands didn't come through, did they?
No, they didn't come through. They weren't the right size, and we had a bit of an issue with them. Tried everything to get it working. We thought, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's hold it.
That's what we've done.
So things will change.
It is quite heavy.
It is very heavy. I feel like I'm very. When I talk, I talk with my hands big time. So that's why I was a bit worried. Just get at it.
My hands are like
I know. I'm trying to go. But I also feel like I'm holding myself so I don't get too extortionate.
Where did we get to? I don't even know. So anyway, let's skip a little bit. We went to college and sixth form, and then Liz went to uni. And what did you study at uni?
What did I study at uni? I studied criminology, sociology, and criminal justice in Wolverhampton. And
because she was involved, she wasn't too far away from me, and it meant that I could have a little taste of the uni life. And I'm so glad I only had a little taste because I don't think I could have hacked it. Genuinely, don't think I could have.
I know.
I was so glad to get home and be in my own bed. I'd be like, "Are you okay?" She'd be, "Yeah, I'm fine. I've had you usually have what did you used to eat? You used to eat obviously
don't out me."
But there was something. Would you have just tuna out of a tin or something?
I mean, like that. I probably did. I think my go-to, obviously I was big on the really cheap, horrible noodles. It's really cheap ones. And that was in my early uni days. I did get a bit of health in my. But I did get a bit of health later on in the uni years. But
Liz definitely explored the uni
beige
life.
buffet, sweet corn, chicken nuggets. Until I'm ready, chicken nuggets.
You're still a sweet corn gal.
Sweet corn to my core, sweet corn for days. But it was a bit very beige.
Yeah, I would go home thinking, I hope she eats tonight.
But I also was I think I was very chaotic when I was at uni. Made it. So I think I kind of thrived in the chaos.
Yeah.
Whereas now
you've definitely I mean, you've obviously matured, but you've definitely mellowed out in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still not fully chaotic,
but I am. The wilder one of us, I think. I sometimes
She brings
take
her
on
to my chaos.
Take on the mother role,
Yes.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to be that, but
No.
like,
more like big sis, I'd say.
Go on then. I'll
big
take
sister,
that.
yeah,
I'll
rather
be the
than
big
mother.
sis.
Yeah. I feel like you could also join in on my chaos.
Oh yeah.
And like
yeah.
But
what
I think
was really nice was me and my boyfriend, who's now husband. We would go together.
Yeah. Oh.
And we'd have some really good times.
Yeah. I think
Really
JP was very kind of like, he enjoyed the chaos bit as well.
Yeah.
So I think all of us together, we were a good blend of personalities. So I think that's why that dynamic worked, and why it also led us to live together, I think.
For sure.
Later.
Yeah, so after uni, I travelled a little bit with work, and then we decided that we needed our own place, and you were
because I just travelled as well.
Yeah.
So I travelled and with an ex-partner. So we travelled and it was lovely, and we were at a point where we were like, right, we also want to move out. Like, I'd move back home for a little bit, and obviously having your independence to then not having your independence was quite hard.
Yeah, it's
so
difficult.
I was like, I was like, I just need, and it was nothing against family. It was just I just need my own space. Like, I need my space. Like, you kind of learn what works for you, and we were like, right, let's just go. Get a place together and
split the rent.
Yeah, it was so cheap. I mean, it was a dive, but
we were talking a few years ago now, but it was.
It didn't start with a dive, but we went in and like we were so cheap.
We made it homemade.
We made it homemade, but then like we didn't last long there, did we?
No, so that is the story as well. That we didn't. Well, no, we didn't end up living there for very long, but we actually moved
into a house.
So 4 of us into a house.
4 of us into a house. We did.
God, you weren't actually together at that stage.
So that was a bit of a like unusual circumstance, which is fine to say now looking back.
Do you know what? You two, like, you have had the best breakup I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it was weird, right? Like, you don't often end up living with an ex for a lot of months, but
and
it's fine.
I remember it was a bit weird,
Christmas.
But it was, and we were like, where's he gonna live over Christmas?
So we just on the sofa,
and we all got on really well, and it just the dynamics. It was like a weird
dysfunctional family.
Dysfunctional family.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they were funny times.
They were funny times,
and nice.
And like you look back and think like, what the hell, and like you couldn't imagine that happening now, but it just worked at the time. It worked, and we went through like kind of hating each other to liking each other again, and as friends. So it kind of went. Yeah, it was weird, but it worked for that time period. And then he obviously moved out, and then 3 of us lived together, and then COVID hit. COVID hit, and we were like, oh, okay.
And we did our home workouts
we
together.
Did, and you were teaching dance. That's really hard to say. Quickly, teaching dance.
Yeah, we did a bit
classes,
of like online stuff.
On Zoom.
You joined in with me.
Yeah.
And we went to our like local park and we'd use the park
the
equipment,
the trampolines.
They were good time. I mean, obviously COVID was not a good time, but it was so nice to live. I would fully recommend. Sorry if you can hear it.
FYI, for the background music. We are obviously recording very close to the road.
We are
you do hear a bit of.
We're in Liz's apartment currently, so there might be some things going on outside.
So just ignore that.
What were we saying?
COVID.
We would have like themed nights.
Oh my god,
so
the DJ nights on a Friday.
Patrick Nasmith.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Patrick Nasmith.
I mean, it did get a little bit culty in the end, didn't it? There was like kind of merch. It was like it started off and it was like in my parents' kind of the neighbours would all get involved, and my mum told me to listen to it, and we were like, yeah, let's do it, listen to it. And it's like a live stream on Facebook, isn't it? And so we started listening to it, and he'd shout out like, yeah, shout out to the crew, like what you drinking, where are you? And we'd be like, oh my god, he shouted us out. But then it started off really fun, and we kind of like theme the night. We'd be like, oh, let's cook this dinner, or like
pizza nights, or like Mexican.
Yeah,
that was really nice, and I would totally recommend, like, if you're a girl in your 20s, go and live with your friends, because it was the best time ever.
It was the best time ever.
And then, so from there, skip forward a little bit, we moved out, and we went our separate ways.
We decided that when you were an engaged girlie, you obviously needed that time and your next chapter and your next steps, which was very sad. But I also it was the right time. And
I think so. And so then me and my partner bought our house, and we got married the next year. which Liz was a massive part of. As I said, she was my maid of honour, but she honestly could be a party planner. I don't think I could have done my wedding without you, genuinely. Like, even from like a logistic point of view, like it planned so much smoother because you were a part of it.
I think in another life I actually was a party planner. I revel in it. I love it.
Your cupboard, I think you must have like a party cupboard full of like.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, have you got this? I'm like, yeah, do I? I have different themed bags of different events.
My daughter has just had a fairy themed party, and I said to Liz, I was like, what have you got? And it was Easter, so I was like, what have you got that's kind of like bunny related? And she was like, I'll bring my bags over.
Yes, so just FYI to that, me and my partner, we live with 2 little house bunnies, and Bojack and RuPaul, my actual children. So we are bun parents, and obviously because of that, we have gravitated towards a crazy bunny household. Like, that makes it sound like everything is bunny related, but like it started off as like just a few like mugs and plates that were bunny, and then it was like, oh, that's cute. And then every Easter, like there's obviously bunny things everywhere. So you're like, oh my god, that's so cute. Let's get that, and then it gets discounted, and we're like, oh my god, yeah, let's get that like bunny vase or bunny this. And before you know it, like everywhere's bunny themed.
You know, like Crazy Cat Lady.
Yes, I'm the crazy.
She's like that, but like, what's the bunny version? Is there a thing?
Crazy bunny lady? Crazy bunny lady?
I thought it would have a name. Is there not a name? We need to create
a name. I'm sure we can create a name because if it's a thing, it's me.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah. So then obviously we went to the party yesterday, and me and my partner were looking around. He went, we have a? I was like, no, actually it is all of our belongings. Because he didn't know. I told him that I'd lend you some stuff.
I didn't need to buy.
It was so cute though.
Yeah. So you are bunny parents.
Yes.
But you have been doggy parents.
I have been doggy parents, yes. And so I moved out. So after you got engaged, I moved out and lived with a friend, and his parents couldn't house their dog anymore because he wasn't getting on with the other dogs. Shout out to Snoopy. So Snoops obviously came with us, and we looked after him for a few years, and then like I moved out from there. So I've done a lot of moving over the years. Like
you have moved your fair share
a lot. Like I've moved a lot when I was a kid. I've moved a lot like obviously from uni and then coming back from uni, and like I just feel like I was always bouncing around different places.
How do you feel? Are you like, oh my god, I don't want to move again?
Like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of became a bit addicted to it. Like it gets to a point where like, yeah, and I think
that's interesting.
I think it's more because you're so used to not necessarily uprooting, because we were in like a lot of places for like a long period of time.
How many times did you move when you were a kid?
Oh my gosh, I've counted this before. I think I'd have to go through and like properly count, but it's between like definitely over five times that you moved house. But like I think it's around like, I don't know.
Oh, I remember that barn that you had.
Barn.
Wow.
The haunted barn.
Haunted?
Do you remember me telling you?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So Jamie, my little brother. Oh my god.
He was like a demon child.
Yeah. So I'm one of 7, like brothers and sisters. The only one from mum and dad is me, and then obviously I have like my parents remarried and a bit of a dysfunctional family tree. Like they, got with new partners and had other children, and they had other children, things like that. So I'm one of 7, but I call them all my brothers and sisters because they are my brothers and sisters. Like this whole like half thing is just because I hate that, because it's like if you grew up with them, they're your brothers and sisters, right? And it's
totally.
So I don't care about any of that. So one of my brothers,
and she is the best big sister, I will say. She is the best.
And I think because like I'm the oldest, and you just kind of fall into that role a little bit as well, especially if you looked after your brothers and sisters a lot when you were kids. And there's so many things that we still need to like properly dive into. We're trying to do like a whistle stop tour of like who we are and all that stuff. So we will dive into things like that. But yeah, so one of my brothers, Jamie, he was like a little demon when he was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
And he'd run around after you like.
I think he would try and bite me.
He would, yes. He would try and bite you.
Yeah,
and you were like scared. You were like, oh
I
my god,
would have nightmares of this child, this toddler. But now he is so lovely.
So you have changed really much. But back then in that barn, like he would literally look in the corner and be like, he'd be like hysterically laughing, or then he'd just like crying. I'm like, what's the matter? Like, we're there by himself. He's like, the old lady in the corner. And I was like, right, no, we're out of here. So yeah, so we were there for a bit. I mean, we moved around a lot. And
you lived by our secondary school.
We did, yes.
What year, was that like year 9, year 10 sort of time?
So I think it was earlier than that. So we were only in that barn until I was in year 7. Yeah, so we moved, we were only in there for like less than, like when I was at school, when we first started school. And then we moved.
So you were only in there for a small.
Yeah.
That would have been hard anyway.
We were there like before school started, but before that we were in like a couple of places, and after that we moved to the place. I think there was an in-between. Anyway, there's a lot of places. But
I literally had one family home, and my parents still live in that
that's
house.
crazy, yeah.
And I just couldn't imagine. I mean, we've moved, so living with you maybe like 3 times, and I just couldn't. The thought of moving again, I'm like, no.
Oh no. But I think you do become used to it, and it's all about circumstances as well. So I think the reason why we had to move a lot is, it was a very complicated family dynamic, and because of that we were just trying to get settled everywhere we went. And my mom obviously wouldn't have wanted us to move that much, but we just did what we had to do at the time. And but I think when I went to uni and then I came back, I think I still had that, because each year at uni you were at a different place. Like you were in halls, and then we went to, when I lived with somebody, Wolverhampton boy, and we will dive into that one, trust me.
And no names though.
Oh, no names, but you know who you are. And so they're in there, and then in a shared house. So each year you were somewhere different, and then obviously come back from that. So you still never had that stable kind of vibe. But when I say you become addicted to it, I think you get used to it. Right?
I guess the home, they say home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
But exactly. I guess the home is what you make of it. It's the people inside, and it's your lovely Liz is very good at decor, home decor, and I guess that's part of your party kind of.
I think
you've got a vision and stuff, but you always make a house super cozy and inviting, and maybe that's part of it.
I was going to say that I think maybe the reason why I'm good at pipeline is because when you were somewhere new, obviously you wanted to make that feel like home. So then you do become good at finding out what goes well together, what makes you feel good, what looks good, what's cozy. So obviously but I think now I've been in this flat for 2 years now, and
you love it.
I love it. It's just the best place we've ever lived. And before this I was living with my partner in his flat in Stratford.
This is your place together.
Yeah, so this is our place together.
That's so important to do that.
100%, yeah. And it was very all bad vibes in his last place. I was right, let's moving swiftly on.
Get the pink cushions out.
Yes. Oh my god, before he knew it, he was like, is there something pink going on? What's that?
Oh my god, these already.
Yes, I know, darling. We've had this for years. So we are looking to move at the end of this year, because our next chapter, there's a lot of stairs going up to this place, which is why it's a gorgeous spot where we are, but it's very niche because of there's no lift, so all of that stuff. So
and your progression in life, you're thinking a house would be a good next step.
Well, we don't have to walk up 4 flights of stairs, so that'll be good. So, but it's very bittersweet because it's the first time where I felt really settled in a good way. Before, I get itchy feet, and we kind of got a bit of that last year.
Yes.
When we went and viewed loads of houses and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we were like, what are we doing? We actually
really
like
so
it.
It's massive. It's the biggest flat I've ever seen.
And but it's only huge, and we can only afford it because it's got no lift.
Yes.
So that is a big caveat to that. So when we first moved in, we were like, what?
Food shop is a nightmare.
Oh, a nightmare. But we were like, what is why is this place not gone? And obviously we're renting, so we were like, why is it still available? And it's 4, but when we got it, it was 3 bedrooms, but it technically is 4, and it's an old converted office space, and it's really funky, gorgeous windows. We were like, what's the catch? And the catch is 4 flights of stairs.
Yes.
So
So basically that takes us to our current life now.
Yes.
So I have just turned 30, and Liz has that approaching.
Looming over me.
And we thought this was probably a really perfect time to start this podcast, because I do feel when you hit 30, or around about 30, you kind of reflect on your life a little bit, you reflect on your 20s, and that's basically what this podcast is going to be. We're going to reflect on some time, we're going to look forward into our 30s. I've heard they're the best time of your life.
I've also heard this, yes, 30, 30 and thriving.
Apparently you feel really confident and really secure with yourself.
Then I also think there's so much in that, because I would rather slam my head into a wall than be 21 again. So I think I feel sad that it's come to an end, because it's the end of a chapter or an era. But I'm also excited for this next chapter, which is why we're doing, like I said, why we're doing it now. And there's no time like no present.
There isn't. So I think we should wrap it up.
We should.
Our next episode, we're going to be diving into relationships, aren't we?
We are.
We've got lots to discuss about that, and we are also in the future going to have some really cool people on, so please stay tuned for that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
thanks
for
for
watching
watching.
and for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye guys.
Bye.